Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Reset Mindset Unlocked. My name is Beth Hall, one of your co-hosts, and we have the lovely.
Tracy Powell. Hello, everyone.
So
Well,
today, oh, go ahead. What were you
no, no,
going to
no, no.
say?
Go ahead. No, no, no. You got this.
So today's episode is going to be about faith over fear, finding rest and renewal in life's transitions. I think that's a
Yes.
lot, but that was what was playing with me. So, are you ready,
Yes,
Miss Tracy?
I am. And we want to say that, as we say every week, we do not take it for granted that you guys decided to join us today. But it's
Yes.
funny when Beth and I were talking about what we should talk about this week, and she gave me this, and I was like, so on the money, because when we're going through different changes in life, a lot of times the way we handle things, a lot of times we think it's on the other end when everything will be great, but how we deal with it when we're going through it is, to me, key. And it also really kind of determines if you survive or what your outcome would be. And
Yeah.
when that first part, faith over fear,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's a mouthful in itself because I like to keep things simple. So for me, I always take the root words of the key words and look at the
Yeah.
definition of them, because as we think about faith, that's like, to trust, or it's firm persuasion. It's what you believe. And it's
Hmm.
actually when you relinquish, I'm sorry, um, trust in yourself, and you
Yeah.
place that trust in something else, which or someone else, which should be God,
Yes.
you know.
Hmm.
And the thing is, and I think about like why we're so what's the word I want to say, hesitant to trust God when and we're talking about women at this point. A lot of
Yeah.
times we'll tend to put our trust, if we fall in love, we'll put our trust in a man
Yes.
until he messes us up.
Yeah.
When then we come crying, we find it hard to trust God then, because in essence, we should have been trusting God and putting our trust in Him from the get go.
Yeah.
And so, a lot of things when we say we have hard time trusting God, we kind of make it harder than it is. We put our full confidence. If we say we love God, we need to put
Yeah.
that full confidence in Him when we're going through something.
And if you've been listening to us and you know me, if you've been writing journal time, if you've been writing things that God has done for you, because honestly, I don't know anyone who can go all the way back in
Mhm.
time and say, oh, yeah, God did this, God did that. We could probably go maybe a couple years
Mhm.
and, it's we're forcing to go back even past that. But if you just start writing what God has done for you,
Yes.
then you can start to say, hey, if he can provide food for the birds, okay,
Hello. Yes. He can do it
then
for us.
right.
And I think too, like, if we just remember when it comes to faith, and it's funny when, especially if you're talking about Christian business women, or
Hmm.
women that have a leadership mindset, we have to
Yeah,
be very, very careful because we're analytical, and we usually deal with the facts. But when it comes to faith, what the key thing we must remember is that what we don't see is more real than what we do see. And
yeah,
so if we're going to trust God, and we're going to get to the fear part in a minute, that means we have to be laser focused on
yeah,
Him. And a good example of that, because there's nothing you can do in this life to get real success and real, whether it's natural, and you want it to last and be sustainable unless we have faith in
Yeah.
God. I mean, you can't walk the whole Christian walk without faith. I mean, nothing's going to happen
No.
that's any good if you don't have faith in God. So that means we have to teach ourselves to be, focused in on God. And the scripture I always think about, always. Now we know there's Noah and all others that did things out of faith, but I always think about Matthew, I want to say the 11th chapter, no, 14th chapter, Matthew, when Jesus, in the storm, Jesus was walking to them at night on the water and they thought it was a ghost. And Jesus said, "Hey, don't fear, it's me." And Peter was like, "Well, if it's you, Lord, bid me to come to you."
Right.
Long as Peter kept that focus, that laser focus on Jesus as he was walking on that water, he didn't stumble, he didn't fall, he didn't. Long as he wasn't listening to all the noise and all the other stuff around him, he was able to walk on water. But as soon as he took his eyes off of Jesus, he began to
Yeah.
sink.
Yeah.
So faith means having that laser trust in God, like just focus in on him no matter what you're going through.
And then also too with faith is rest. You
Yes.
know, um, I know it's hard. I'm going to take it from the corporate and
Mm-hmm.
just life in general, but more in the corporate sector, finding that rest and,
Exactly.
knowing that, you know what, I just got to take a break. I got to just, maybe
It's
you
not
just
bad.
got to say to your boss or whoever, or if you're the boss, I just got to leave. I really need
Exactly.
to go home, not even turn on the TV because you don't want that noise. Just go home and just rest. And what
Exactly.
that could be is maybe just going and taking a nap. I mean,
Hmm.
as an adult, hey, I love a good nap now.
Okay.
But just kind of being quietness so God can kind of come and talk to you and be like,
Exactly.
yes, give me what's going on all up in your mind, what's bothering you, and saying, here, take it, and then you rest. That's having
Yes.
faith because you know He's going to take care of whatever you just gave Him.
And here I go again. From the corporate, like she said, we need to rest. And when you're at home, as she said, when you go home and you take that break, you don't have anything on, you're allowing God to minister to you. Let's get to the word.
Yeah.
Rest means freedom from anxiety,
Yes.
freedom from conflict. Because you got to remove yourself, like she said, from whatever is causing that stress and to
Yeah.
be at peace. When
Yes.
you're at peace, then you can rest. And I'm about to hit y'all with some, this is corporate, household, or whatever. Sometimes our rest depends on or is predicated upon our obedience to God.
Yeah.
Maybe in that corporate sector, God spoke to you and told you to maybe move to this department or say this to whoever or be still and don't say anything.
Right.
When you follow the voice or the inner peace of God speaking to you, that rest will come. And then, like she said, as you're getting rest, let Him speak to you. Be at peace, whatever God says to you. Because when you're at peace, then you can rest and restore yourself. Um, Kind of going back up into that part about the when it says faith over the fear,
Yeah.
when we're dealing with the whole fear thing, and I ain't gonna stay on that for a long time, but I thought it was really funny when I was looking at fear, because fear means that there's some type of distress, something you perceive as a threat. And oh, that was mommy sneezing in the background. Sorry. There's usually like four types of fear, and I didn't really realize this, and it said that you have four choices. And when you're dealing with fear, you can fight, you can flight, you can freeze, or you can fawn. And I'm like, whoa, fawn is like whatever's making you scared, you kind
Right.
of cater to it so it won't harm you or the person won't harm you.
Right.
Freeze, literally, the brain tells the body, be still and don't move. You literally become stuck. And we don't want to get in a stuck state.
Right.
flight, you escaping. But we kind of choose the first one, right? In the sense of getting over that fear, facing it, you
Hmm.
know? And when we realize that the only one we should fear is God. And that's a reverential thing. But God said in Isaiah 41:10, don't be afraid because I'm with you. And
Yeah.
I think when we're going through transitions and changes in life, we
Hmm.
have to know that God is with us and that we will make it through. And understanding that as we change, and Beth, you can, as we go through these changes, that a lot of times I think because it's something we haven't seen or we haven't gone through, we end up acting way out of character, whether we let fear take over or
Yeah.
we don't know what to do. We're panicking, literally going into panic attacks. Um, and I think the first thing, like Beth says, key thing is step back.
Yeah.
And then, you got to turn it over. I kind of, the thing, a thing I went through years ago just had me messed up. And really, it was like God was like, hey, I'm right here when you're ready. And you
Yeah.
give it to him and he can work with you. You
Right.
the way you go through your change, like, hey, God never said it was going to be easy, but he
Nope.
did say he would be with me.
Yes. And
And
when you, oh, go ahead.
no, 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 go.
And and when you look at it, also taking it again from the corporate side, um, when you're looking at fear, the lie of fear is, what if I fail?
Mhm.
Right? And
Right.
fear of not being good enough, not having
Yes.
enough, or being too late. I mean,
Yes.
I know now this fear is
Mhm.
this is playing in many people's minds right now. I'm not I'm not having enough. Being too late. I'm old. I can't do this now. I mean,
Mm-mm.
I'm already here at this company. Why should I leave? Whatever. Um, and not being enough. Maybe you're being told you should go for that job promotion. Um, don't wait on your boss because your boss is not going to promote you, but you want to go. Do the proper channels, go to
Mhm.
HR, fill out the application, submit your
Mhm.
resume, do whatever the proper channels are, and apply for that promotion.
Exactly.
Um,
Can I
don't let
kick in
fear.
now?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go
Yeah,
ahead. No, no.
go
I was just gonna say what you were just saying there about not good enough or having enough. Whether it's coming from a supervisor at work or someone
ahead.
in a relationship. And I don't want to sound like I'm harping on people, but I just like to stress about, trusting in God because that's what Beth and I try to do is bust a lot of these myths that people plant into us as not that it's not the truth.
Yeah.
You know your skill set. You know what you
Yeah.
can do. And if you feel in your, like Beth said, in your heart and your gut that this is something I need to do, go for it.
Yeah.
And that I just wanted to kick in on that.
Yeah, no, 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 that's so true. And then also, fear disguises itself as control, but
Yes.
control is rooted in a mistrust.
Yes.
And so just know that God doesn't show you the whole path. And
Mm-mm.
hey, I'm talking to myself right now. God doesn't show you the whole path. He just
Mm-mm.
shows you the next step. And if you're anything like me, you be going, if you just show me five more steps, I'll know how to
Mm-mm.
position myself. Now,
Wow.
here,
N-
just take that step. Okay. Okay.
Now, you just hit on something key when you say God does not show you everything. But when you learn to trust God and you get in peace with Him,
Yes.
oh, let me tell you, and you get over that fear,
Yep.
it's like, and you become laser focused on God and you can hear from
Hmm.
Him, that's when He will reveal, protect, and provide.
Yeah.
But we have to get to that point to know that. And it's not that God is taking His time, He's waiting on us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are right. And that whole rest thing, and as women, we don't know that we know it, but we don't do it. That whole rest issue is hard for us. And
Yes.
but it's like it sounds minor, but it's actually really important because when you're at rest, that's when everything else can flow right. I always tell
Mhm.
Beth I got this little thing I do, and I did it this week, and I did it breaking down, crying, and snotting. Um, when things get a little much for me, I have to literally come to God. I don't want to hear anything. I don't, and I tell God that, hey, here I am. You know all about me. You know what I'm going through. But I kind of see it as myself standing before him with a gigantic basket in my hand. And I'm like, God, here I
Yeah.
am. And here's me and my garbage. You got to take it because I can't deal
Hmm.
with it anymore. And I leave it.
Exactly.
And then I
Yeah.
feel so much, it's like a weight feels lifted up. Whatever you have to do to imagine yourself giving it all to God, do that. He's waiting. You
Yeah.
don't have to have no perfect prayers and just talk to him, you know?
And that leads into not doing rest with the burnout
Yes.
because when you're trying to do everything in your own strength,
Mm-hmm.
you basically become emotionally exhausted. I'm
Exactly.
talking to myself, so don't worry, people. It's not that I have it all worked out and figured out. This is me. So you become irritable, you become, you lose that joy, that brightness that's in you. And, people maybe from the past or even currently will say, you're just not the same. You look like you just lost that glow about yourself,
Oh,
and they can
yes.
tell, but
And maybe sometimes when, like in the business sector, that if that's happening, if you have vacation time, take a few days,
yeah,
just go away. Sometimes it's a simple thing as delegation, you
yeah.
know? You don't have to do it all. Delegate some duties and responsibilities to others so that you can have a little downtime.
And that's a good point because, many people have, which comes with the fear
Hmm.
of not delegating because they feel like, well, then their boss or, their team, if they're supervisors, leaders, whatever, that, you know, they're going to try and take their job over.
Right.
And you can't do that.
Mm-mm.
Being a leader is someone who can get down in the dirt with your team and then help lift them up and, wherever they want to
Exactly.
go, promote them, push them to whichever arena they want to go. Maybe it
Hmm.
might be leaving the company, maybe it might be going to a different department. But if you truly are a leader, maybe that's another topic we need to do,
Oh,
leadership.
girl, yeah, because there's different types of leaders.
Right? But if you're truly a leader, then you need to delegate,
Hmm.
delegate. But don't hand over garbage to people
Yes.
because that's like you're saying you're garbage, so I'm handing you garbage. That's not what delegation's about. It's
Mm-mm.
actually, and Tracy knows I've done a lot of this about time management and everything like
Hmm.
that. Look at what you are look write it down. Okay, there's another thing. Write it down what you do, and then what is it that you really need to do, and what is it that you can give to your team members. And if you're really a good leader, you know your team and you'll know who to give what to. So
Exactly. I saw, and I don't know, I thought I sent it, but maybe I didn't. Uh, this awesome leader, businessman this week. And what he said blew me back, but it was so true. Now he's a multimillionaire. He has this company. He said the number one thing, he said, if you want your business to grow and you want your employees happy, he said, Fire the person that's making everybody miserable. I don't care
Mm.
if it's your top salesperson. I don't care what skill sets they have. They can bring in the money left and right, but he said if they're making the entire company or that entire department miserable, he said you better do how did what was the term he used? Uh Background analytics or whatever, like
Right.
going through he said
Hmm.
every so many months he goes through, and anybody that's making the rest of the team feel bad, they're gone. He said
Yeah.
because it's not about that dollar, because they may be making you money now, but
Right.
eventually they're going to destroy the morale, they're going to destroy the whole culture, and it's not worth it. And I'm like, now that's a leader. He's not stuck on
Yes.
that dollar sign. He's stuck on having a great team. And like you said, that might be another whole segment in itself, different types of leadership. But when
Leadership.
you said that and you're talking about rest, a good leader can have a lot to do with that, because if
Yeah.
you're happy at work, I mean, you want to come and do your best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, and then the renewal and being refreshed, when Beth was talking about uh rest and renewal, because sometimes that's that whole thing of going in with the rest of being refreshed, starting over, something new,
Yeah.
something fresh, the way you see things or the way you approach it, so the rest and renewal kind of goes hand in hand, because when we're going through the changes, you know I think of looking at like different changes or transition shiftings that take
Hmm.
place in our life. If we look at it as a new opportunity, a new beginning to make things better, it can help you get through it. You may not understand or see what lies ahead, but just like, hey, this is an opportunity to do something great, or, for something good to come out of it.
Yeah. And I think exactly what you said in our last episode about, you know, if you've been sitting and thinking about, I want to try this or I want to do this, and we said, hey, this is the time, start
Mm-hmm.
it, do it
Do it.
while you're working,
Mm-hmm.
start working on it and, putting it out there. So,
And yes, and might have thrown this in because I'm sure people hear this all the time, but it's the truth. When you're starting out something, I mean, it's good to, if you have someone who's kind of in that area that you kind of admire, that's good as a example, or mentor or something. But don't compare what you're doing to what someone else is doing, because your
right,
timing, your pace might be a little different, and that's fine. And then you'll end up getting stuck on what, oh, I should be over here. I should have this done
yeah,
by now. No, don't do that. Do you, and don't compare yourself to others, because it'll mess you up every time.
100%.
Yes.
And then, as you were saying about transitions, transition, obviously, because I've been through it, can feel very uncomfortable. It's very
Mm-hmm.
uncertain, like, what does this mean? Where am I going? What's going to happen? I mean, tons of, tons of questions happen,
Yes.
and you just have to know that what was, you have to let go of the what was
Mm-hmm.
and step into your next.
Yes. And the funny thing is that she said going through this about to be an ouch moment. But I tend to notice if I keep going through the same thing, it's because God trying to wean something out of me.
Yeah.
And for me, because I'm a really no, I love to have fun and joke, but I'm a no nonsense person. And if I get a little hot under the collar, may not handle it the greatest sometimes, and God will send me right back through the same thing. It's almost like, not that I'll do something wrong, but my mouth. And
Yeah.
God is like, until you learn how to control it and speak when I tell you to speak, you're going to continue to go through these situations.
Yeah.
So when you're going through your transitions, be careful what you say and how you say it. And let God do some work. Sometimes He's trying to, like, as He's bringing us into a new space, He's chiseling off some stuff that we don't need anymore. But we got to let Him do it.
Yeah.
you know.
And you got to hopefully learn from where you are. Hopefully. Hopefully you've learned whatever it is. And like I keep saying to God, I'm like, what is it that I'm supposed to learn right now? Because
Yes.
I need to pass this test and I need to move
Hmm.
out of this. I'm tired of being here. But sometimes you just gotta say, show me. What am I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to? Is it my mouth? Okay, I'm sorry.
Or it could be that he's trying to show you that you have a skill set you didn't know you had, but it's
Yes.
just, it's just a little hard at the moment because you've never done it before. But at the end, it's like, dang, I did that, you know?
Yeah,
So sometimes those hard things is because he's bringing out something we didn't know we had, you know?
exactly.
But like you said, hopefully we learned our lessons along the way. Oh,
Because it's
but
painful being there
heck yeah. Heck yes.
and going
And
through it 1,000 times. It feels like 1,000
mm-hmm.
times you're going back through it, and it's like, what did I do wrong this time?
But walking through it with some grace and knowing when to step back, like Beth said, and not burn out, um, getting our fear under control, knowing that the only one we need to fear is God in a reverential sense, and fear if we act up. But God told us don't be fearful. So we put our trust in Him. We can see things in a whole new way and rest in what's happening. So I think that was amazing topic that you picked it this week, Beth, because it was so on point and on time. And I'm like, yes, this is a good one. So hopefully that someone out there will, like what we're saying, and that it can help you. And I also want to say, hey, India, we had our first person from India listen to us last
Ah,
week. So I was like,
hi,
we
India.
love having these different countries come in. So please continue to listen. And hopefully, we've said something that can help you this week. And the information is good because we get it straight from we believe the Lord. I know, I ain't gonna say we believe, I know we do. And we try to help you with the corporate sector and in life in general. So we just want to thank everyone. And before we sign off, I just want to say if you do not know God as your personal Lord and Savior, now is the time to accept Him. We live in a crazy time right now. If you're in the US, we are under some weird leadership and we need God in
Yes.
order to get that rest we were talking about in this transition that we're all going through. It's going to
Yes.
take God. But all you got to do is open your mouth and confess it that He's your Lord and Savior and that you believe in death, burial, resurrection, and you are saved. And then we ask that you will find a local church somewhere that preaches the word and that you where you can learn and grow. It's just that easy, people, because we don't know when God is coming back, but we know He's coming. So let's be ready. And with that being said, I really was blessed with this topic today personally. So I want to thank Beth for bringing that to the forefront today. So yeah, faith over fear and finding rest and renewal in life's transitions. Um, I like that. So Beth,
Yes.
you anything you want to say before we sign off?
No, just get the rest.
There you go.
Get the
All right,
rest.
people, good people, we love you all, and I just want to challenge to see what other country will pop in this week. We love you all. We're from the US, but we love everybody around the globe. So come on in because this is an international thing and we're going to continue to speak that by faith. Y'all have a blessed week and we'll see you or talk to you next Friday. Bye bye.
Bye.